Ooh. I'll have to I'll have to review the footage. I forgot to record what text we got previous time. Can I remember? Well, that'll be a little bit of a toughie, right? What do we all get? A bunch of stuff. We ended up with relays and Starbirth. We get Starbirth. Slipstream relay, and we got yeah, we started out with like Orbital labs and something else. And we got deep study, right? What else did we get last time? We skipped out on the mineral thing, we skipped out on the xenotourism. Oh, right, we got, of course, we got gene adjustment. Good old tried and true gene adjustment. And then in mid-game, we got one of the, not integrated manufacturing, I think, but the other one. Oh, we'll just have a look-see. Let's see. All right, you gotta do the re-roll a sector. It's gonna be a little bit of a flexible, that's it, flexible fabrication. Which I don't have logged yet. We took flexible fabrication, which by itself is a tier 3 technology that, right. Adds goods. Yeah. Sulfate. And then runs, and then I should be able to pick it. Like some fabrication, yeah. Oh, we had drill bolts, of course. Gene adjustment, orbital labs, deep study. I believe that was it. I didn't pick up any other research. We didn't pick up a lot of research. 7 techs. So 1 upgrade, level 2 upgrade. We had 1 more tech. There must have been 1 more that I forgot. Oh, I'll review the video later. Let's re-roll a new set of perks and things for a new run. I shouldn't have closed that off, right? I think we're gonna be doing a dry sand area, which is an area with a lot of, well, sandy places like arid and desert worlds. It also has technology focus, which means that techs are now worth 300, which is a very good focus, right? Even with 7 techs, we're already above Colossal. Like, Colossal would normally be 2,000, so 300 is a very generous amount to give us. Alright, what are we playing with? Luxury? Ah, I've seen that one before, actually. So luxury is extra income from goods. And, ooh, careful observation. I don't know how good that one is. I have my reservations about this observation. And the Sylphid are here today, which are the races that we missed in the last run. Now, one thing that does interest me about careful observation is that kind of know what signals are now, right? You kind of know how many asteroids there are in a location, right? You can sort of see the asteroids because the small signals will 99% of the time, well, perhaps a bit less, 90% of the time be an asteroid and 10% be a planet. Instead of being, 10% an asteroid, 10% a planet, 80% nothing, right? You can't rely on those small signals too much in normal games. But with this perk we can. So that situation we had before where I gambled on a forebear ruin because there was no other thing. Right? Great. It doesn't in particular save you on too many scans though. Right? That's probably the intent of this perk, but it doesn't quite work because in the end, right, these things that are removed at random locations, right? They're removed, what's the word for that? Evenly spaced apart. I can't exactly remember a good definition, math definition for it. And because of that, you don't really get to cover the map with less scans, right? Like you do when you invent the tier 1 tech for scanning, right? Which is a lot better because it improves radius and improves sight radius. While this for the Vittori, it really kind of doesn't, right? In fact, I would say the Vittori perk could be a lot stronger than this. Maybe it should even just mark, right? Like what's it called? Careful observation. Maybe it should even just mark these signals so we can see what type of planet it is in a little more detail, right? Like this is an asteroid. This is always going to be a forebear ruin. This is always going to be a planet, and then maybe even like 2 or 3 colors, right? Not, you don't know the exact planet type, but you do kind of know what's where. In that case, I would say that this perk becomes a lot stronger, right? Because now you actually have a good amount of information. This information you're getting now, it's sort of situational, right? I'd much rather have a perk that gives me, say, 30% income, right? Like the Euphorian perk does. Well, only for colonies, but still, that's a real tangible benefit that'll come into play almost every game you'll have a colony with goods. All right. Let's have a look at our techs, which are now different, right? We now have both brain-machine interface and orbital labs, which sort of conflict with each other, right? So we might have to make a choice between these two this time. I did like the orbital labs last time. Now this time we also have access to hyperdrives, which we were missing last time. And from the Sylphid, what do we get from the Sylphid? Nanofabrication. And integrated manufacturing. And Lensing. Oh, here, the freeze-resistant bots. We got that, yeah. But of course, no drill bots, because no Bakar. You really need the both of them to make the combo work, right? We're now missing the drill bots as part of the combo. We might find them still, though. I believe drill bots can also be discovered by the Silthid and not just by the Bakar. I could be wrong about that, though. There are a couple technologies that are still race-specific, but most of them have 2 races that you can get them from. Okay, let's stop babbling about all sorts of nonsense and see where my scans are at. I don't mind this one. Let's start here. Okay. This could be a flying start, because it's a 2-way trade with Jungle Farm. Now the problem with that idea is that we're not making water on this ocean. And you might be like, what? Why? Right? Why would you want to make water here? Like, that's sort of like the worst thing you could do here, because then suddenly you need chips and food here. Well, yes, right? But we're in dry sands and everything is going to be arid planets. So it's likely that there's like 5 arid planets here, right? So oceans are great for making a lot of 2-way trades, right? This quirk, I've noticed, the dry sand, you can actually work around it, and if you have the setup for it, you can actually do very well in it. In fact, I would say you could possibly do extremely well, because, well, there we go. There's our arid planet. See, I was kind of hesitant on going with the immediate thing, because it was like, I don't know, I think I'm going to find an arid planet, and I think I'm going to be unhappy about my decision of using my ocean planet for anything but water. And I was right. Because arid planets can only be colonies, right? If we want to use this planet, we got to make it a colony. Now, what about the freeze-resistant bots? Those could be very good as well. Other than that, I mean, there's solar superconductors, which are also amazing. Like, we have a lot of good techs for this area. Especially the solar, actually. If you combine that with orbital labs, you remove the drawback once you research energy-driven industry. Because you can use the solar superconductors on the lab planets to give them goods, right? You give them energy instead of goods. And then they generate an extra person, which you can use up in the orbital lab. And because you have an orbital lab, I believe you also gain an extra science. So we can gain 3 science from our orbital labs instead of 2 if we fully upgrade them using superconductors, orbital labs, orbital lab improvement, and the additional gain. And then integrated manufacturing on top will allow us to get chips from mineral worlds, which are a little bit more numerous than just getting chips from only forge worlds and remnants, which, you know, typically are used for bots and stuff. So we have a good combination of things that could work very well. What are the other techs I'm looking at as well in this area? I'm looking at wave augmentation, which can often be, I find, the difference maker, even though you typically only use it for 1 or 2 slipways in the entire run. Those are then some very important slipways, usually to get some kind of mission or whatever. So this is always a good situational card, basically, that you can play to keep in mind. Yeah, to get around a problem. Same goes for mass lensing, right? Sort of has the same purpose, but it's even a little bit more cumbersome, right? Even a little bit heavier than that. Mass lensing, though, is a little bit too inflexible compared to slipstream relay when combined with hyperdrives. The hyperdrives are a little bit too tricky to use to really work all that well with... Excuse me. To work all that well with regular slipways. I just sort of muted myself to not have to... Okay, so... I think starting with an arid colony is a good bet. Now, can I make this into goods, is the question, right? Because if I can, then I should, because I earn 35% more trade income. The question is, do we have food available if I do? Because food comes from bots. And here's our bots. And here's another ocean. We're very lucky. Right? Seeing an ocean like this is a blessing in this map. In like dry conditions, in what is it, dry sands or whatever. Oceans are our lifeline. We want to use them all typically as water makers. Because this map wants a lot of water. It's very dry, turns out. So I could do this. Can this connect? It can. Oh, it's out of range by 1. Okay. It might be good to do that because it doesn't require water actually, this farm. Okay. So we do it here then. Any reason to not scan a bit though? We have text that help with scanning. No. So I might want to scan a bit because this does cost me a little bit of upkeep. I mean, it's just 1, right? I think it's fine to just throw it in. Yeah, it's just 1 credit. I don't care about the 1 credit. I want to get my loop faster. 4 chips. Oh, establish an import hub. There we go. Now, researching a whole technology though, that will take quite a while. So I guess we'll make the 4 chips, I think. Though I don't have a plan on where to make them. Inventing a technology will take a while because we'll have to have a lab first. And to have a lab first, we need to have some income, right? So it's sort of the wrong way around to do that. So let's make our import hub first. Right, which... Should look at that, right? All these connections. And they're all short, right? That's another nice part. Like the previous run, we had to pay 10, 15, 20 for each connection. These are 6. There's one 15 here. That's a bit... But it's 2, right? So 5, 6. They like pay for themselves in like 2 years. That's great, right? I think we spent about a third less on getting started. And in fact, we're not even completely done yet because that is the complete setup. And it makes 31 a year instead of 25 and ends up at 18 instead of at 0. And we have some asteroids. This is a much stronger start than last time, just in general. And, you know, a good start makes for half the run, as they say. Okay. I could set up some science with water, perhaps. Right? Water, water, water. People, 5 science. Tank my income, though, and I can't really afford it. I mean, my run's good, but it's not that good, I think. This is 24, 36, and 18 is what? 46, 54? How expensive are these? Yeah, 10 each, right? So I would be left with like 25 cash and 25 income. That's not too terrible, but I would have been giving up all of these, right? I think we can wait a bit until we get to about a size, a couple sizes bigger, really. But it's definitely worth thinking about, right? It's out of range, right? We get another source of robots, so then that might be tempting. It's an Earth-like. Wow. Okay. Like, I'm expecting more arid worlds than this, right? This looks quite normal, in fact. Maybe we got a little bit lucky with the generation, but... Other than that, though, I mean, I could... I can't. Okay, so... Yeah, there's no robot yet. Maybe fish on this side, because the goods and the food are here. If we find another colony, we could just instantly set it up. Well, not every one of them, right? But most of them. Ah, another ore planet. Okay. Hey, look at that, another arid. That does make it, barely. I like the way that this ore connects, like here, 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 and back, right? And this could be a microchip, in fact. Ah, it's obstructed over there. That would have been perfect, right? Route in a microchip into 2 different places. It was not to be. We don't have the Bakar, so we can't, you know, we don't have gravitic tugs. I mean, we didn't have them last time either, so... Have a look here, then. Okay, this looks more like normal for this type of sector, right? Deserts and stuff everywhere. So, I'm thinking of making this a microchip factory, in fact. I guess we need 2 sources of microchips, which is a bit iffy. So this can be ore. For you. And for you. Right? But we'd have to feed it from here. And then this could be microchips. Which feeds you, right? This colony here. Which could take a good. You can take a... You could send a P person there. So it has a good and a microchip, but it can't get food. Because again, everything is just slightly janky here, so... It barely doesn't fit. Okay. That's good. I mean... If I just build a colony here, then... No, that doesn't work. Like, this is a good robot source. For a farm, which can go in here. Does it have a second? Let's just find out everything, right? There we go. Yeah, this has a farm. And here's another colony, right? Which can use this. I think I like that plan. In fact, I like it very much because it... That's out of range. I mean, if we take... There's the wave augmentation, right? We found quite a few things that were just shy of the range. If I take wave augmentation in a bit, I can get a good here. I can get a good here. Right? And those will be 3 colonies for this thing. I can get a microchip from here. I mean, I can do that anyway, right? I get another microchip here. Do an ore like that. I can't do a person there, unfortunately. If only it was over here, then it would be perfect. But alas. I mean, I could do this without it cut it off. So, no. So how do you start with this, right? That's the hard part. I think we start with the arid on top. Because it will immediately connect to our existing system. And it has a bunch of asteroids around it, which can be abused. It can't get goods. And we do have to wait a little bit before we get to our microchips. Is that a smart idea then? I don't know. I mean, we need 4 of them, so it's kind of difficult. And it'll kind of be very expensive. No, I prefer this. So then, do I use up this asteroid here? I think I do. Even though the jungle's here and I know that I'm wasting the 6, I prefer the time. And then, yeah, we'll spend the 1, that's fine. We'll get the 2-way trade. Go into April. Do we want some kind of lab setup? Oh, in fact, I should probably trigger this first. Oh. An infraspace relay. Those are always really valuable in the early game. Like they're always, you can do some trickery with them that allows you to get away with, you know, using these things for various purposes. In particular, getting labs, right? Infraspace relays allow you to get a bigger lab than you normally would. Also, just to make your slipway longer sometimes, but it's very expensive compared to, you know, regularly doing it. Or shipping goods to lots of places. Like this has an output of 4 things. Like, how can you get 4 colonies surrounding it? That's very hard to do. We've got 3, and that, you know, I find that an achievement. Although, 1, 2, 3. No, we got 4. Oh wow, we actually do have it. We just need, you know, slipway amplification of this tech, Wavog. But like 3 techs I want here, so, you know, which order, right? So learn from his construction is also a very good one for us, because I could potentially get to orbital labs quickly, right? We should only get a science game started early. When you have a strong start, that's typically what you'd want to do. Now, I might want to wait a little bit. We're in May, right? So if I decide on doing the water lab, right, I just decided that's what I'm going to do. It's actually cost effective for a first lab, because it's only got an upkeep of 5 to just start it right away. With 36 income and 36 in the bank and the asteroids, we can do that. And I think I shall. So I wanted to research water over here, because there's just such a nice abundant supply of it. In fact, the Earth-like in the corner there might also become a source of water. So putting it like this, and then throwing in the inputs. So now we're in September. So now I popped the asteroid to get to October, so that we don't lose the 8 from going into a larger size. As well as gain 1 point of science, I suppose, right? Let's get that science rolling and going. So, yeah. Microchips. How do we get those? Well, good question, right? Let's just do this. This ore plant will have a lot of inputs, but not a lot of outputs. Well, that's fine, right? I want to use those people. I don't want them to sit around. We can all work in the mines. Yeah, this one will cut things off. Now, here's a conundrum, right? I think what I should do is do this. And then try to do one more connection, which we can hopefully afford somewhere. Maybe not, though. I could get $13 to just, or like credits to just be able to do that, but I don't think, you know, comparing 13 credits and, you know, the potential 8 science, I think I'd rather, much rather have 8 science a little bit in the future than 13 credits. I think 8 points of science is easily worth 13 credits. I mean, hell, we're burning 5 credits a year to get 1 science, right? right now. I mean, technically I only did that because it just ended up in a certain order that it ended up being advantageous to do it in that way. Still, right, I am doing that. Right, we have that open still. Okay. That is not too shabby. Our work here is nearly done. So now you're blocking. You would work, but cut off a lab. Maybe I want that. Or maybe I want this. No, you know what this has to be? This has to be a Gaia world. Because it would provide water back as well as green stuff. It's just, where would this person come from? This desert's awfully in the way, right? Now I could take this infraspace relay and use that to route it around the corner. Not so sure that that's not that amazing though. Yeah, I'm cutting, like this lab is cutting off these access ways as well. A bit of a shame, but you know, what can you do about it? I could just found this planet here, take 18 and continue the building. Because this will give me another chip, right? Like in general, this is a good idea. Since we're trying to get 4 chips, right? Once this gets successful, if it gets another ore from somewhere, it'll make another chip. So we don't need to make this a chip world. We could, but we don't need to. This is the end. 40 income. I mean, it's not bad. We've only skipped 1 month so far. It's all right. I might want to add in a water export. Depending on what's over here, though. Can I use a robot from here? I can't. It's unfortunate. I mean, I can, right? If I go with energy. And if I build this, I'll have that next year if I want it. Solar superconductors, right? Which, those are looking more and more interesting, right? Because with the desert, you'll be making 2 energy. So yeah. And of course, it'll instantly pop that that mission, which you're floundering on. I'm just floating a person here as well, though. Which I'm floating 3 planets at that point, and that might not be what I want. I mean, I could always solve this, right? I'm just choosing not to maybe hope for a better solution. I don't know if there is any, really. Realistically speaking. I mean, there could be a colony on this node, right? Or not that one, but it could be on this node, this node, this node, or that node. So there's quite a few nodes that I want to check, especially these 3 actually. If we find any other colony, I might want to use the farm on the colony and the food, and then put the nice, Gaia world in the middle here, where it'll, get a lot of trades and be extremely good for our income. Gaia worlds tend to be like that. Yeah, we got one, and it's for chips too. Yeah, this is perfect for us. Let's just leave this for a bit. Should I? What should I do first? Let's do this first. I want my science. Can we afford to do this first? I can't afford to do this first. It's too expensive. Okay, let's not do that then. Let's go and... go to Gaia world. Yeah, this is not going to get a lab for a while. That's fine. So we'll upgrade you. And if you look at just how much stuff that makes... okay, so first we're going to make that to complete the mission immediately. Because now, yeah, we get a mission like that. 5 pairs of plants with two-way trades. So I wanted to not do that. 2 more forge rolls to successful, no. We'll go for the Vittori mission to unlock their 8 science in here. 1 remnant planet should be doable. What was I doing? Right, I was unlocking you, which is a 2-way trade as well as that trade. Then I guess we take some pain here, but then we get all this set up, right? Yeah, look at that. That is one system right there. It's very lovely. Okay, I want to check what's over here before I commit to any weird decisions. Yeah, so that's out of range of anything. It's likely you will be water. Man, I shouldn't have built this water lab. There's a bunch of water here too. Yeah, well. Do I want to make that connection right now? I don't have to. I do really want to make this connection. He's always 17 and what? We have 60 income. We should be able to sustain that. Although our income is going to go down once I place it, right? Because of going over the limits. I should place this in October. So I'll only get it next year, but still. Yeah, we should start our science going at this point, but... oh! That'll help. Oh yeah, that'll help even more. That'll pop the mission, right? Well, end the mission. So 8 and what? This one is important, right? 8 and 7, 15. We're gonna have to pop an asteroid. Let it be this one. Because the other ones are going to be better later. They're at 4%, you're fine. No need to worry. We want to get to October, so we don't get hit by the 16 extra cost that we otherwise be incurring. And then do that. This unlocks the Vittori options. Yeah, it gets our cash nice, keeps our cash nice and high. And gets us 15 science, which is neat. I was looking at the solar superconductors. I'm not sure I still want them. Maybe I do. Probably I do. But not certainly I do, right? Energy-driven industry, solar superconductors. Throw it in there, push up a lab. Throw it in there, push up a lab. Throw it in there, push up. Okay. Although this one might be tricky to get to. Although you can chain them, right? If this connection can be made, I'm not sure. I think it can't, probably. But if it can, then, you know, there's another one. We've got 3. 4 here, actually. We can find a microchip of some sort. Maybe this is a microchip. Oh, there's a microchip here. Just don't connect that. Just don't connect this forebear. Right? Just never do that, and you'll be fine. Because then I can do that. Gain an energy, put that energy. Oh yeah, energy. Energia, so good. So, in that case, do we want brain-machine interface on things? Because it might just be that, you know, with the rapid start, the brain-machine interface slows us down too much. Like, slows down the implementation of the science and the other things that we're going to be doing too much. Or we just can't afford to... I mean, it's so good, though. Like, this thing has got 17 trade income. That's going to go up by another 30%, right? Another 4 or 5? I don't know. Like, can we get away with spending an extra 8 science on brain-machine interface? Or will we spend this 8 science? Probably. Right? Especially if I explore some of these ruins afterwards, which we're going to be doing eventually. I just want to get these orbital labs started as well, but there are like so many things that want my money that we're going to have to make some very tough choices. Now, getting this done is also amazing because it gives me 80 more money. I can spend even more. I can invest even harder into what's just going to be, you know, the amazing things that are going to be going on. So I don't know. I don't quite know the right answer. Isn't that fascinating though, right? I'm leaning towards brain-machine interface just because the 51 is, it's okay, but it's not the best. And we have quite a few planets that are at nice income here. 12. We'll grab it. Time will tell if that was the right choice. I don't know. It's a tricky one. Okay, so we have to use it, but only at the end of the year. So it's just... I think now is the time to hook up that water that I wanted to hook up for a while. You're at 5, so you can wait. Hook up this water too, because why not? There's no reason not to. Should I hook you up too? Yeah, this is still a bit questionable if I should hook it up or not. Can I... And I locked in this desert, right? Which is sort of a bit of a shame with regards to energy, but I guess it's okay. The real question is, can we find some kind of people here? No. More Forge World is what we find here. It's only Forge World. That's not true, there's an Earth-like here, but I mean it's out of range. Can't connect. I could just colonize it for the ruins. I'll be 1 month late though. And I can't undo. Like being 1 month late is sort of the thing, right? I'm like, so you're using all your production, so you cannot get a thing. If I do that, then I can't finance. Yeah, I think I should try to at least get my brain machine interfaces going. So there's one that I should definitely get. There's a second one that's like a big priority. Now, in the late game, we don't have skill up. If I had skill up, I wouldn't have gone brain machine interface anyway. There's enlightenment, which is probably not going to be picked. Yeah, we have sleep replacement, which is like the main tech I'm looking at. It's like kind of interesting that it's available. The others, right. You're doing 8. I think we said for making a colony here, it'll do a two-way trade immediately, and you know, a slip amp, it'll do that. Yeah, there are just so many techs I want, right? I want solar superconductors, I want orbital labs, I want wavehog. Like, I want lots of these cheap techs. They're very good. This game it just happened to be just the right ones that I can just get so much value out of them. It's not even funny. Okay, so this is just one a year, right? Yeah. I'm good doing that. Okay, so now we have to grab solar superconductors first, because otherwise, this is the tricky part about doing it this way, right? You have to grab the conductors first, because otherwise the tech tree will advance and you won't be able to get another tier 0. You can only get 2 tier 0s if you pick them as your first 2 techs. So now we gotta go for the orbital labs, right? There's a disadvantage of this is that yeah, it's a two-way trade, it's fine, right? And then what's next? Right, I'm trying to get these two-way trades because, right? There's another one, if I want it. Maybe I do. Let's go ham with these oceans. Is there a way to... Like, that's out of range. Like, I'm looking for a way to get energy here for goods. Or maybe... maybe we just make them here. Out of what, though? Just no ore robots, or just chips. I could do chips into energy, energy into goods, goods into things. Well, that's a thing that can happen. Just pick whatever, right? Either robots or, and then just use energy instead from here. That's out of range again. I forgot that's out of range. Maybe we find a source of food? Question mark. It would activate this mission is the thing, right? I'd rather not cut this all off. I'd have to. I want to know what these 2 tiny things are. There's another one. Okay, that changes things a bit, doesn't it? Because it could... Yeah, look, this could be... this could be another one, right? And then suddenly you're looking at making a lot of things out of this energy. So maybe even more microchips. Microchips your microchips to make your microchip. And then trade between each other in order to... Ideally this though. Lengthen slipway question mark, right? I mean, we have the availability... You have the ability to build the energy thing. Maybe I should just take the bullet and do it. I'll be able to get 2, and I'll be able to get an energy in here, but I won't be able to get goods, which is the real shame. Is there any other place where a two-way trade is possible with energy? There's this area over here, right? There are like loads of things with energy, actually. Like lots of deserts and things. Yeah, well, I was looking for maybe another arid over there. That would do it too, but it's just a swamp. Not in particular what I'm looking for. Looking for orbital labs too, just to try to activate things, right? What do I want here? Oh, right. I wanted to do energy here, right? If I do so, I'll box all these people in. Not too much of a problem. I can always remove one of them at least. And with hyperlanes later, I can undo the unemployment. Unemployment is not a huge problem. Yeah, why not? Start making some energy. Energy. And you could send one here, right? Which is the two-way trade. That'll work, right? Trade 7 different resources to immediately get my Aphorians set. Hyperdrive and like sleep replacement, they're all Aphorian technologies, right? That we're really looking for in this late game stuff. So getting the discount on them is excellent. I'd also really love a Vittori discount, but well, that's just going to be... I mean, this is just going to be invent new techs to get more techs, right? Get more tech to get more tech, to get tech to get ahead in tech. Tech. We like saying tech. I mean, yeah, we're the scientists, obviously. So no. Or yes. Or maybe. Perhaps. Could just build a farm here now. Introduce new trade routes for 7 different resources. How hard is that? I'm also thinking like that 6 chips might not be that hard since we're doing energy-driven industry and stuff, right? We might be doing that anyway, because we're doing. This one's maxed out. It's not gonna make any more. This one's gonna make 3 chips. Any place else is going to make chips? No. Okay, so we're not doing that mission. Like, there isn't any other place on the field that, in particular, you know, we're looking at making chips with. Okay, so this thing badly needs a person. This can supply it, but you know, it's out of range. This could be energy, right? So I should be a little careful. Could I potentially, if I could add some terraforming, right? Find something here that could be good. What kind of colony would I want then? Earth-like maybe would be good. I'd be able to chain in some energy in order to fulfill its requirements if this was an Earth-like. But you know, yeah. What about just doing that? That does give us more vision. Alright, send it. I don't want this to be bleeding anymore. Okay. We're solving all these problems we created in the early game, right? So that's good. Using energy and using a little bit of inventiveness and using a little bit of other shenanigans. So what about that? When it cuts off all the options for... I mean, this is not a real option anyway. So how am I going to get to advanced technology? That helps, right? Get a habitat. Or we can just turn all these people into lots of science. What's a habitat do for us, actually? That might be very valuable. In a location where there's shortages of humans? Yeah, here it would have been excellent, actually. Oh, daft. I shouldn't have colonized this in the first place. Got the lucky habitat there. I could have plonked it in the center here. Maybe I still want to do that, right? Just put a habitat in here. I don't know if habitats can have orbital labs. I think I can't, so maybe not then. Alright, so you can get a good, you can get a thing. Does this upgrade further? It does, but it needs to be prosperous, which it won't be until it connects this in, so perhaps not immediately valuable. Let's send in a person. I might not have enough people in this planet to do all the various kinds of research that it's going to do. That's kind of funky. Like, it's kind of... Yeah, it's going to be able to do that if I get the tech for it. Which I will, but not immediately. We'll have to get orbital labs first. Right, so it's just kind of like what we're saving up on. Also, I need to actually pay attention to this machine interfacing everywhere. Because if I miss out on it for a while, then yeah, this one I missed out on for a bit. And this one as well. Although only recently we have, I don't really want to do that one though. It's not that good. We could send it here already, but I'll do that when we have the time. So I don't know what I want to do with this. It might be that I can't do the science colony because we just don't have the available resources to do so. Well, that looks pretty good. There's our goods. Yeah, that's a good... I'll take the goods. Just for having enough humans here to do things. We're still one science short, and certainly of being able to do orbital labs, so we're gonna, lose a whole year of orbital labs. Which is not ideal. Yeah, we might have to take the wave log. Can I make that connection? I think I can't, right? Because I'm gonna need like a human in here as well. Like, can I throw in energy into this thing, the science colony? If I could, then I can get another energy thing here eventually, which will make me another like tons of science. I'll take the science, actually. We're gonna go like pretty hard into science now. I'm gonna pivot into it a bit in order to make things work. Okay, so what's next? We can make this connection. Don't see why not. It's cheap and it makes money. At 11. Okay, so now it's time for orbital labs. It's 1. And 2. And you as well. Think that's about it? Do that. It's just out of range. So I'd like to get the things in range next. So let's actually see if I can maybe solve the mess I made down here. Is there any way we can do so? I mean, I can make an energy here that'll help. But it won't solve the problem by itself because an energy can only do one resource. So we need to do the other resource via different means, really. Mechanized harvest could be it. Yeah, it'll work. Mechanized harvest. It'll need a bolt. Which I'm not sure how to get. But this will make a lot of people in here. Or a bungle farm, right? Bungle farm will work too. It'll make a human, right? Get the energy instead of water. There's no water to be found in this area of the desert. That'll start making 3 humans, which can send a chip into here, which can send a thing into there, which can send a thing into there. Getting us an energy out here. I haven't thought any further. If they send the human in here, though, it's cut off anyway. The energy in here could be sent back to the Forge world, where it could substitute for a mineral. That could work, or we could do recycling operation here, make an energy here. No, you have to kind of cross the streams here, ideally, right? Because if I make something here in a Forge world, I can just make goods out of ore and chips. And that just requires us to have hyperlanes here. Which will happen eventually, right? The hyperlanes. That's just a thing that's going to happen fairly quickly too. So like here, right, invent one tech to advance. If we skip wave augmentation, we can maybe just get to hyperdrives and just never get wave augmentation, and instead rely on hyperdrives, because improved hyperdrives, which is a tier 4 tech, you might think, wow, that's long away. That's not that far away from us at all. But you know, this might get to -8 then. Perhaps not then, right? I'm like trying to justify skipping this wave augmentation, but it's quite a tricky thing to skip out on. But if we do skip wave augmentation, we get to the end game so much quicker when it comes to the tech game, right? Because if we do take wave augmentation, we're going to be stuck at this amount of science for quite a while. Although, I mean, I'll upgrade this because of it. I'll be fine, I think. So fixing this then. I guess we just fix it straight up with energy. And we worry about this robot later. I mean, maybe it'll reach, right? And then we're done. If it doesn't, then so be it. This is already solved, and this is the only thing left to solve. Which is fairly new. This one too. Yeah, we have like these loose ends still everywhere, which are getting a bit in the way of all sorts of problems. Yeah, I would love to do that. Get an extra human, get an extra thing, get an extra everything. These humans can be sent to various places later using hyperlanes, which might... Do we have the tech for? We don't have the tech for. That's unfortunate. There's a tech that allows you to get legendary worlds for usually just a bit of hyperlane spam, really. Yeah, so we'd like to get to October for this because I don't want to take a hit for 24. Is there any way I could? Because I'd like to get that 92 income instead of getting 72 or whatever it would be. That would be... I would like to pop later. We'll pop this one now. It seems fine. Oh, this one. Fine too. And fine. Yeah, I'm going to colonize this thing, so I'm leaving that particular asteroid out of here. Let's do this scan actually, see if there's anything behind us that Well, more energy could be it. Although this is maxed out on chips, so not sure how I could activate it. We don't have enough chips. Like, a forge world full of chips was not enough. That's kind of, I see that too often. Yeah, we tank our income pretty heavily. But I do get to finally fix this annoying planet. There we go. And if I get energy-driven industry... Oh, and wave augmentation becomes cheaper. Let's take it. So we now get it 1 year earlier because of that. That's actually very nice because of the mission. We complete the other mission. Right. Get a remnant of prosperous? Can we just do that? We might be able to just do that. If we get a remnant of prosperous, we get Vittori tech discount, which would be wow. At this point of the game, are you kidding me? And do you just need a bunch of neighbors? Are you nearly done? You need just one input and a bunch of neighbors. Can I give you just one input? I can just give you an energy, but then, you know, I can't give the energy there. Which here's where I really want to throw it, of course, because energy-driven industry, right? And all that. I mean, you could just throw in a human. Not sure what to do about the food. The food problems over here. Oh, we can do that to fix you. Wow, okay. Yeah, that was the right choice. I'm just thinking about, you know, how do I get you to prosperous? And just throwing in a human might just be an okay solution, right? We rely on energy to make goods here for the 2 colonies, and that will give you an additional adjacency, right? Fulfilling the first need, and the second need is because it only has 2 inputs and 3 outputs, it actually wants another input. Because it can't output any more bolts, so, and the inputs can only be water or people, energy, I guess, right? So maybe I'll just settle this Earth, and again have another floating planet because of that. We'll be slowly taking care of all the floating planets. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we'll take the thing. I don't know about 6 bots. It's a lot of bots. Maybe we'll take the establish new trade routes, even though there's no reward here. I mean, I would like the tech discounts and all that stuff, right? But making 6 robots, it's so many robots. I mean, I'll eventually make 6 robots, but I don't want to spend my time making robots when I've got, I don't know how many different things I'm going to do at the same time here. It's a bit overwhelming how many options we have at this point. We have like brain-machine interfaces that we have to place everywhere. We have labs that we have to place everywhere. There's too much to do in too little time. There's also things like that which should be done. Am I just getting 2 prosperous planets and an orbital lab in there? That seems like a fair, balanced trade. Same here. Let's just get that going. Yeah, there's another prosperous planet. There we go. We might be running a bit low on money, so we might have to slow down with the labs a bit. Because I do want to make sure that I can get my energy going. Oh yeah, we can now even play this card. Okay, so now you are also ready. Okay, we haven't delivered energy yet. See if we... I think I can... If I upgrade this, I can barely afford to buy this Forge World, right? But then I can't afford to connect it in, I believe. Right, because I'll have 9 money and this is costing... I can't do that anyway. The fun and joy in that. But, I mean, I can't... It doesn't matter. I mean, I could do that instead. Make this connection. That makes more money, I believe. Right, but then you're in October. That's like... I'll do this asteroid, actually. It's like looking around, like, Which asteroid should I do so that I don't waste the asteroid? Because every little penny counts here. Right, we're going to be using energy anyway, so it doesn't matter if I pick goods or which goods I pick, I believe. Plonk. And should I do this? I think I should, just for the reciprocity effect it'll have. Right, little chain with itself. Does that make any sense, actually? It really doesn't make any sense to do that. Sure, right, you get another successful world for it, but you don't. Energy-driven energy industry. While it used to work on energy, it no longer does. Okay, so we can get the orbital lab going. We can get our goods in there. So now I've got... Whoops, I bumped my microphone. I've got all those things. So now deep study comes in. This year. Bump our research from 11 to 17. Ah, yeah, there we go. Right, we're doing all the techs that give us more tech, essentially, first. So we can really get the science going, because I'd like to get the 2030 science of this game, if we can manage it. To that end, let's actually found this Earth-like that I wanted to found to complete the mission. There we go, that's the mission done. Then the question becomes, right, what do we do about the food? A good answer might just be energy. Right, this connects. Right, this works. So if I just make some bots here, I can always get a good all the way there, right? It's not a problem. So if I just give you the energy instead of you, sorry, he's been waiting the whole game to get that one energy, and I'm just going to throw it away the other side. No respect. And give you the orbital lab, right? You'll be getting the +1 bonus. It's fine. It's still applied. Someone's still doing it. So let's go here and let's activate this thing, which is also a good reason why I did that. We get flexible fabrication, which you got last time, which was very valuable last time. Maybe I want it. I can also turn this into 2 robots. What would I do with 2 robots here? Well, that, right? So do I in particular want flexible fab? I might, but I also might not, because I do have brain-machine interfaces in various places already. So it's not all that great for me. So you know what? Just give me the 2 robots, right? Because I'll get 1 robot over there. Now you are solved. Done. Right? All of our plans, save for just this one here, are now solved. Which is, you know, that's amazing. Now this energy-driven industry, even though it's in tier 2, we don't have to pick it right now. It'll move up in the tiers with us. We'll never be not able to pick it, which is great, because I might want to pick up a hyperdrive next. Just to be able to hyperdrive in some biomatter. Although I think this is too much of a distance for a level 1 hyperdrive. In fact, I'm certain of it. And I'm also quite certain that the wave augmentation we got, even though it says, you know, increases maximum range of slipways, a hyperlane is not a slipway. It don't count. And that's out of range entirely. So we might have to sit on this. Right, that might be the only one. Although we have energy here, I could do something fancy, and I could make chips here, and then build a hyperlane over here. They're turning the desert into energy, and then go here, fixing the problem. Right? Is the hyperlane long enough for this? Maybe. Level 1 hyperlanes aren't that long. Level 2 hyperlanes are great, but level 1s are kind of short. So you can't always get what you want out of them, basically. You can't go anywhere you want. Oh wow, those are some planets. Okay. I also want to take a look here because Aphorians wants us to establish trade routes for 8 different resources, and we've done most of them. We've done 6, so which ones can we still do? Water, biomatter. Water and biomatter? Is that it? Yeah, 8. Yeah, there's 9 resources in the game. Or there's 8 resources in the game, but because we have energy, we can skip one of them. Right. So basically it's asking, deliver every resource. It's like, okay, right, but... Yeah, so I'm leaving this bot here because later on we'll be able to hyperlane it in here and get an extra energy. Which extra energy, right? Hand that over. Because that's going to be a bunch of people and a bunch of science. And a bunch of people can go on a bunch of planets and they can do stuff there, I suppose. I hope I have enough planets to take people. That's actually maybe one of the weaknesses of this build currently. I don't have quite enough planets to take people yet. But I mean, there's a couple remnants here and there still that we could take and supply either ore or chips or robots. And that'll allow us to get a very high amount of things into the same planet. To get a good income, right? Unfortunately, we can't get legendaries. That would be a thing to go ahead and scour the world for forebear runes for. The idea that we could find potentially an unlock if we get to tier 4 techs for a tech that will allow us to get legendary planets. And quite easily so because of our energy-driven industry, which we're going to be picking up soon-ish, hopefully. I think. In fact, I might pick it up now. Depending on what we find, right? Because if I can find some biomatter... Or this. That works. That's a lot of energy. I think we're going to go and make us some triple double energy sandwich here. So how do you do that, right? We take a nanotech factory here, I think. Or do we take bolts here? Which ones are needed more? Neither of them. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Are goods needed here? I mean, I could do goods here. And do the chips and bolts here. That'd be better. Actually, I can make this connection, that connection. If this gets an energy. Not needed though. Not needed. We can just flip back and forth. That's fine. So how do you do that? Well... Well, that doesn't count for biomatter or water, right? So, can I just make a water delivery just to complete the mission? First, do we have the time to do that? Yeah, it's 6. We can take 2 years to do this. 7 of 8. What are we still missing? Biomatter? Oh, an ore. Biomatter and ore, right. I mean, there's ore here. I suppose I could. Or I could just wait for hyperlanes, right? I'll hyperlane in an ore somewhere. Or I could just make some, right? But, you know. Okay, let's fix this, right? Let's show me the money. How do we do this? Ooh, maybe actually doing that might then be not a great idea if I can do this anyway, because you do have to build both of them and then connect it back. Because otherwise you end up... Okay, so... Let's build this solar farm. Now I have 2 solar farms, right? You're gonna be like, that might be overkill. No, it's not. Because we go ahead and build robots here. And Forward those. And back again. And here we go. Now we even got a spare energy for something. Which can be hyperlane somewhere in the future. But here you go, you got yourself, you know, a nice little loop-de-loop of things. Now, having set all that up, given how much time this took to set up, I might as well grab energy-driven industry first. Because why not? It'll improve my science. Right, look at that. There, 3 science, 2 science, 2 science. 3 science, 2 science, right? In fact, yeah. Hugely likely. Okay. So everything's fixed. What do you need? An export route? I mean, I can give it an import route of water, right? Just was like, do you still need another export? Yeah, it does, right? So that don't work. Okay, where is my technology? Okay, so we're looking for hyperdrive. And or sleep replacement, but considering our wealth is 143 a year, we might not even need sleep replacement. It might be nutty enough that, although we'll go into Vast soon, so in fact I might want to skip to October so I don't throw away what, how much is it? 32? Am I flustered about throwing away 32 credits? A little, right? It's a little bit much. Are there any good things we might want? Yeah, we want to deliver those 8 types of things. The question mainly is where? This should be a hyperlane. I would love to connect that in. But that takes a planet, which will mean, you know, there goes our, what's the word? There goes our ability to go, this is another water for the lab. The robot can come from there. Alright, I want to do this water too. Yeah, the 2-way trade. I mean, this is a 2-way trade, right? It'll make some money. Let's see. Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. It goes from 143 to 117, but still, that's a lot of money that I'm throwing away. I think I'm going to want to wait until October. Especially considering what we've got going. I want to keep my money. I like my money. I very much like my money. I'd like to keep it as much as possible. So we got October, and then yeah, I got 139. That's a bit better. Okay, there's our water. We're in Vast. Never fear. Vast is here. Okay, so now where do we build even? Because we need either or the other thing. Or what? Okay, so what if I just where's my hyperdrive? So you can actually hyperdrive things into labs as well. So what if I just labbed a bunch of ore? Will that be... We've got 21 science, but that ends up being about 170, so we'll be able to pick up 3 or 4 things. But, you know, there are many things I'd like. I like stable jump, I like sleep replacement, I like technocracy, probably. First things first, right? Let's look at this thing. Aw, it's just a tourist attraction or 6 signs. Although it could be just green goop and then science to green goop. Instead of the 6 science, right? But if we get another lab, our income tanks further, right? Oh, not by much. Not by much at all, actually. Let's get that lab. New tasks. You might want to get, you know, establish more import hubs. Or build 6 more chips. Let's build 6 more chips. 6 science for it, and, you know, we'll probably need a bunch more chips anyway. Wish I'd done this. I mean, we're gonna get 3 more at the minimum, and potentially more with all the energy we're gonna make probably, so that's fine. Invent 3 new techs or establish 5 more import hubs. What's gonna be faster is the question. I think it's 5 import hubs that's faster. Could be wrong, but... Okay, so... Right, that'll take care of the unemployment. And all the other things. Maxed out. Ready? Let's get as many machine interfaces as we can to get our income back up. Because right now they're still worth buying. Not anymore soon though. This one probably isn't worth buying at all because it's not using the full effect of the colony there. Not using the full output. Yeah. Okay, we got our hyper drives. Haven't even used them yet, but they're here, and they can do things like that. Just make all the things prosperous. You can go here. Right, giving it another import. In fact, you can do that. Right, but doing these kinds of things, right, pops prosperous on all these planets. When you really want to do that in accordance to a mission, ideally, right? Now, these two are of the type that can't be triggered by missions, so these two are fine to upgrade to prosperous, but I don't want to upgrade any remnants, I don't want to upgrade any forge worlds, and I don't want to upgrade any ocean planets, because those could be asked by our friends over here as a mission, which would be excellent to do because those missions are really quickly done and a lot of points. We got stable jumps available. Also, if we have 2 more science, which can be gotten over here, time dilation. Ooh. Do I want to add time dilation, or do I want this to be a giant amount of money? I might want to keep it as a giant amount of money because we don't have really enough to make good use of time dilation. That would be even more science. I think we're better off using things like that. No, time dilation is a thing. It's too bad it isn't the tech that we really wanted, right? That the prosperity thing. So how good is this? You ready to make some money? Yeah, that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable, right? 200 income. Yeah, so that's still not reachable, of course, because of... Okay, which one is reachable? Are you reachable? You are. I need to give it some more export routes, basically, right? An export route for ore here to somewhere. There's only one place that needs ore, and that's this. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's go ahead and start looking at these missions, right? Establish import hubs. So do that. Making some chips. Now I might want to do this. In fact, I'm certain I want to do that because that's energy. That's really valuable. In fact, I want to make it here too. I want to make energy in as many places as possible because energy is more science, energy is more money, energy is more everything. More stuff. Boom. Another world that I can upgrade maybe. We can't quite. Because I send one back here, which makes 2 more chips, right? Now we're at 4 out of 6. Why does it make 2 more chips? Energy driven industry, right? Make an extra of every product. So 4 chips instead of 2. Yeah, that works. We're still quite out of range of most of these. There's an energy here. Which I could increase this production by 1. Would take quite a lot of time to do, right? We're now mostly limited by time, so I'm trying to do things in efficient ways. If I send a thing, do you upgrade to another energy? It says it's producing 2 chips, but I think it's producing 3. I think it's just, yeah, the visibility of it is pretty low. Yeah, it's producing 3. So that's not it either. Is that worth doing? Technically, I suppose. Right, we could go time dilation actually. In fact, we have so much money at this point. I think like that. I mean, I could rebuild it for some energy. But I think, you know, getting time dilation, which increases the amount of time in the game, right? That's a very powerful tech. Is where we want to go next. Right, because with more time, we can build more things. With more things, you can get more points. Fairly simple. Okay, so let me build... let me just build some chips here, right? Or do we build some goods here? No, we got some goods here. Let me just build microchip heaven here. Okay, I don't know what to do with all these microchips, but we got them. Next objective, Aphorians. Let's get some import hubs. Now, this robot over here had a plan for that, which was to make energy, right? Obviously, always energy, right? We've got energy there, energy there, and they've got a lot of things that are like unreachable because they're waiting for the more advanced. What's it called? The more advanced thing, the more right. I could make more energy here if I wanted to. It's not going to count as an import hub though, because this has only 2 imports possible. One of them is goods, which would come from here. No idea how I'm gonna... I mean, robots out of range. Chips into here, and then just chain them, I guess. Could work, right? Like, I can't satisfy 2 different needs with energy, so I need to use energy for one, and then the other one has to be the thing itself. So this one actually specifically wants goods. Maybe this will make it eventually. Right, it's all about which things are possible with stable jumps and which things are not. sort of a difficult question. Now, this will probably be stable jumpable. So maybe I added an additional colony here. Just cause I can. Not in particular any reason. But, you know, allowing that will allow... Oh, hey. Get 5 more income. That one wasn't machine interfaced yet for some reason. I can't tell at this point. It's getting a little hectic. So yeah, we have food available. We'll get stable jumps next year. Stable jumps first, and then we can go for things like time dilation. But the important stuff first. So let's do that. Do an extra import, I suppose. Right, where's the goods gonna come from? Here, perhaps? Right? I mean, I don't know actually where the goods are gonna come from. We have quite a few places for goods, but not quite a few. Wait, where are the goods from this one coming from? Oh, oh, they're coming from here. Right, oh, we can do that too. So we have enough goods, basically, is the thing. So then, should I just... I don't know. I can do that. Extra human. We get an extra human. Maybe we get another colony. That's out of range though, so it won't work. I mean, it might work with a bit of finagling and energy. We got a 39 planets exactly. Will we get another import hub that way? No. Like, I'm looking also, you know, specifically to do those missions. So, is there a way to get an import hub? There probably is. I'm just not seeing it. That one's fine. It's only upgrading you. Oh yeah, this is an import hub, right? Yeah, but it's also upgrading it to Prosperous, which we actually don't want. Strangely enough, as strange as that sounds, I don't want things to be prosperous just yet. Soon, though, I do want them to be. So let's pop down this solar farm, which will allow me to unlock stable jumps, right? Just to progress time a bit, and I'm gonna build it eventually anyway. I want that there. So now we're gonna try to get as many of the things that this thing wants as possible. So that. And I guess the microchip is kind of far away from any microchip, so we'll do that with energy. Right. I'll give you an orbital lab, because why the hell not? And we'll give it a good, which will turn it into a one of those import hubs. That also makes 3 science, by the way, not to forget. Let's actually also look at other places where we can actually already do that, and just, you know, upgrade things by means of energy, like here, for example, right? Although that made it prosperous. I might want to hold off on that. Again, the trick, right, is to try to maximize the number of missions we can do. So we want to try to make sure that I don't just... Okay, so what if I do this? The problem here is that there's no consumers of ore, right? This makes some extra energy that I just don't even know what to do with. The first world problems. Too much energy. Okay, let's just go here. Because that makes an extra science, why not? Our science is 29. It's look! There they are! Get a forge roll to prosperous. We got some ready to make prosperous. Get 2 remnants of prosperous. We have one here, we have one one here still. Yeah, we can do those. Those are much easier missions than doing 5 import hubs, because 5 import hubs is like make 5 plants prosperous at that point, right? So that by itself is great as missions go. Yeah, give me those. So what do you want? This thing wants an extra human from somewhere. Can it? It can't quite reach, but it can reach from here. That's 1. Okay, so 1 out of 2. So we need another one of those. And this one I could also make prosperous by sending you, right? There we go. Still tech discounted. So now all our tech's discounted. Which is good because, well, I like my technology. And now Vittoria wants another, what? Another remnant to be prosperous? Prosperized? So you want more partners and you want to get rid of your things. So I can get rid of this for you, which gives you 1 partner. You still want to get rid of 1 more chip. I could send a chip here. Done. Mission's complete. Right, we just did 2 more missions in no time at all. Look at the score go, right? It's the mission score, 6,600 base, right? That's how you stack points. Okay, so now establish a lab studying ore and get it to 7. That might be a little tricky, right? I mean, we have the money, so that's not a problem. The question is, are there enough planets? To get it to 7, you would need 3 planets gets it to 5. Right, so 3 planets and a person gets it to 5. And then you might want another couple planets. There's one here with a spare ore. There's one here with a spare ore. And this one really wants to get rid of its spare ore, so that's why I'm looking at this mission like, this could be a good mission for us to try. Mostly just because spending that ore is difficult, as it turns out, because we don't have many ore consumers in our empire. The question is just, do I have enough ore, right? I can find 3, but no more. I mean, I can find a 4th here, but that would involve going for relays, and I really want to get this now, right? Time dilation seems like, you know, the tech to be at this point. It's just, how do I get to 7 science in that lab when I can only see 5 at most? Like, how far can we reach, right? Well, we can reach all the way here. Is there a... There might be. There might just be a pixel. I feel like we're slightly off, right? If I have to be... Yeah, that's... It hits to there. And the... Look at the difference between that, right? It's like... Nope. No can do. Okay, so that's not the answer then. I mean, it's 2 more planets to take care of as well, which might not be ideal. We'll have to add some more ore planets, no matter what I do, if I want to do that, because we only have 2, right? With 2 ore planets, I would... But, I mean, we could add, instead of trying to do all the ore planets, we could add 3 colonies, which is actually also a great idea, because it means that those colonies will take care of some of their unemployment for us. So we can pipe in from 3 colonies, and then from 2 of these, and then from 1 more, right? 1 more ore, so this one. And then we'll figure out how to deal with this thing's unhappiness. Probably by taking care of this good. Right? If I take care of this good need, then I get an extra person, which I can just send in there. Yeah, this works. So then... we take the 7 And do we take 2 more prosperous forge worlds? Are there still 2 forge worlds available that could become prosperous? Good question. So there's this one, which wants an energy. I mean, I could just give it an energy. That's fine. So that's done, basically. There's this one who wants an extra import route. And then probably wants an output of a bot somewhere. It's a bit trickier, but doable. There's also one here still available, just there. I could just throw in goods there and just make it successful. Do I want to do that instead of... Yeah, sure, fine. There's also this one. Oh yeah, we got plenty. Give me those 2 tasks. We can do more. I mean, we've got 4 more years. Sure, we can do more, right? The question is just do it as effectively as you can possibly do it. So what was the design again? Don't do that, please. Okay, that's one. And then where are all the people? Right, I need to put my lab like right over here. And hopefully 1, 2 hyperlanes everywhere. 5, 7, done. Okay, good. We're also in the month Uno, the extra month. We're in Undecember, followed by Duodecember. Check your calendar. You know it's true. All right, what do you want? Imports and exports. I mean, there's one, but it's out of range. Out of range, you say? Out of range, you say? Out of range, you say? It's all out of range. That's tricky. This one's trickier than it thinks it is, actually. Because all the things are out of range it wants to do. I could add an extra colony just, you know, to keep you happy. And in fact, it can already get water and food, so just pipe in the good and we're done, right? Why not? Get me 1 more colony, please. Get me the... This is make you happy too. Get you. Get you. Give you an orbital lab, because why the hell not? So we have maximum science, right? You want more export routes to somewhere? Question mark. To here. That doesn't help you though. This thing wants another export. Or import. I don't know about you. Let's try somewhere else first. Wait, that doesn't... That does not compute. Fix you. Okay. Any way of... We can't do time compression yet, but we can do it in 34 to 23, which does give us a little bit of extra time. You want exports and imports? Yeah, with the 2-way right there. Oh, right, this area, right? Yeah. I'll be able to do a solar farm. Okay, we're at 77 science, so let's get time compression. So now we've got all our time technology, which will give us now a year that is 15 months long instead of 12, which, you know, gives us some extra time to continue to do our nonsense here. We're at 1, this one. Okay, what do you need? Imports and exports. Any way I can give you some. So we also have these techs available that allow you to use robots as people and people as robots, and you know, do all these shenanigans with robots and people, which is very nice because we have lots of robots here, and maybe there's some place that needs people, for example, nearby like that, but that's no go. I could also just build some goods here to connect things up, which will prosperify the whole area, really, typically. could just do that. Get a 43rd planet. It still wants one more export. Wants one more export. How do we give it more exports? Limited teleportation. I could industrialize this mineral world. Make even more stuff. It's a bit silly to do that, I think. I can't send it all the way over there. It doesn't have the reach. Or over here. And we just sent it here. Is there any way for you to get or send stuff? I guess I could upgrade you, actually. It'll involve 2 more planets in here. Is there other locations, perhaps, that we could look at first? There's not too many. There's all these ore worlds which still want things like imports and exports. Like that. Just like get another couple of prosperous planets. Just like, casually. It seems fine. And in actuality, I might do it this way. Because then this one can go there. You know. Efficiency and all. The question isn't like, you know, where are the non-prosperous planets at this point? And it helps, but right. I guess I'll throw it in. It's another, you know, another successful. Why not, right? So what about over here, right? Can I somehow, maybe it's this one that we want to level. Although it would need a chip. Right? That's the hard part, getting it a chip. Maybe we go with nanofabrication and turn you into a chip factory, which we're actually short on here. We're in tech, which is fine. I mean, I'm not even looking at my money anymore because I have thousands. Okay, so now I should be able to pop you prosperous like that, yeah. Using some energy. Okay. Can we make more prosperous forge worlds? You seem to like your prosperous forge worlds. I mean, we still have 2 forge worlds available here. One of which can definitely be made prosperous. I'm not sure about the other. Oh, the other one can too. I don't want to improve my yearly science by that much. Do I want to increase the total production of goods by 6? Not really, because it doesn't involve making things prosperous. Like, it doesn't give you points. So I might as well just do the one mission and hope that we get another prosperous mission. Right, so we're going to build a solar farm here in order to send back this energy so that it becomes possible for this thing to become prosperous. Although maybe not send it back there, but do that. Oh, it's out of range. Oh, but that is allowed with a regular slipway. So we can do so that and that. So they're both that. So now it's actually prosperous because it needed neighbors, right? Making these successful by having a trade between them allowed this thing to have 3 neighbors. Basically, we only need forge worlds and deserts, and we can just sort of make a network of prosperous planets. Right, the only thing that's missing really is the Bakar tech for colonization in 1 month, and then we could maybe do like a empire with 70 planets, but we don't have that, so we just have a regular empire. You need some export routes. You can export to all sorts of places, right? To here, look, we got another prosperous, and to here. Oh, he's out of stuff. How do we solve that? Well, I could give it some energy. I not sure if I should though, because is there an alternative? Because I would like to give energy to this instead of a person, because I don't have another person available for it. It's the main issue. Like, I have a person here available, but it's already sending it. You're out of range. And there are no other people producing planets here. So that's kind of a bummer, because then this is stuck at regular, because there's only one more energy remaining. So can I somehow do this in a way? Can I get a chip or a robot from somewhere? Not directly, but indirectly. I could take this ice ball and industrialize it. How much money does that make? Just 60, whatever. Do I care about 60 credits at this point? We got like, maybe, what's cybernetics bodies for us to do? People as robots. Oh boy. Oh yeah, that does it, right? Like this tech. But I can't afford it and a thing, so maybe we do people as robots. Because I'd like to get technocracy as well. Right? Because getting technocracy gives us, what, how much more happiness? It's 7 more happiness. It's significant, right? Because we built this like 7 science lab for the mission. It's a significant amount of happiness that I'd be leaving on the table by solving this way. Other than that, we can solve it the long way around with just industrializing a thing. And then we don't have to, have to use people as robots thing. I don't think it's necessary to use the use people as robots thing here. So I won't, because I don't think it's needed. Instead, what we're just going to do is we're just going to make some microchips here. More microchip. Send it in. Okay, do you have some more quests to make some ocean planets to prosper us? So if I just connect an energy in here, it'll just pop prosper. So there's one. Do I have a second one? There's one here. Oh, I just want some exports and stuff. I can send one here. I can send one there too. Yeah. We can do this. Not so much the yearly science though. We're in April 3425. I'm just still accepting missions. Why not, right? As long as you can keep doing them, do them. That's one of them. And the other one should be as simple as click. And that one. There we go. Mission complete. And at this point, we can no longer physically do it. I think we have another 8 months or so to get like 7 or 8 production or a 7 science lab. That's just not physically possible anymore. So let's grab technocracy just to get some more happiness, because why not? Something is unhappy. That's you. Fix you. And now we got another 5 or 6 months or so to try and get as many prosperous things as possible. Because we tried, doing as many missions as possible, and that, but now we're out of missions, so now we go for the prosperizing. And that's it, really. Now, what do you want? You want import and export. This one is pretty much new. Could I perhaps get this food place going? That's one. It wants biomass. Yeah, these food things are kind of tricky to satisfy. There's not really any biomass anywhere nearby here. I mean, it's not really a resource that I specialize in. There's some here, but it's too far away. There's some here, but it's, again, too far away. We can't quite afford the ability to get slipstream relays. I mean, the only tech we can get is reactionless drive, which... Or machine sentience, right? Guess we'll pick up machine sentience, see if that does anything. It didn't appear to do anything. That didn't really strike me as a surprise because we've already used all our stuff pretty much everywhere. This doesn't strike me as the slightest amount of surprise, actually. So, how do I... how do we... You want an extra import or export of either a human or a water. Have one. Okay, that's one prosperous. You're at max. You want an energy, which that's hard to get at this point here. So I'll ignore you. You want a mineral and get rid of a thing. The question is, does it take too many things to text upgrade? How much? Like 2 more, right? So with like 4 clicks, I can upgrade this to max. But maybe there's something somewhere else that upgrades more quickly than that. For example, this over here in this corner, right? This just wants 1 more import or export. Can it go anywhere? People as robots we didn't do. It's out of range. You're used, you're used, you're used, you're out of range. I mean, a lab will do it, of course, but that'll take too much time as well to be efficient. You're a no-go, I think. You just want to send your 1 lone box somewhere. Out of range. Already exists, already exists, already exists. Or you want an import, right? Of energy or chip. Yeah, neither's available, so this is kind of stuck at this state as well. Like these two at the edge are kind of hard to satisfy. That can't be satisfied any further. Everything else here is prosperized. This needs a bot, which... yeah, good luck finding one. This one's energy or goods. Again, good luck finding any of those. This one's a biomatter, which it can't really get. I believe we've basically upgraded every planet everywhere except this one. So this is our final actions then. Just, you know, send some random stuff in and out. It just needs another export and then we're done. That's it, right? That's all she wrote. Are you ready for like a majorly high score? Because this might be it. In fact, that already exists. What do you want actually? Oh, 2 more. Yeah, we're in Terra. We can't physically do 2 more. Besides, there isn't any place for this to send its food to. Because either already exists or out of range. Right? We need to start relaying stuff and things to get it in. Is there any upgrade we could do here in this little corner here? This would want another person. This would want a water. And also an export route. This one's a robot. There's still quite a few other things. Don't I have used people as robots? But I don't have any more people. Do I have any more like spare persons anywhere? If I have a spare person, I should send it somewhere. No matter what it's sending it to. Just for the unemployment. But I don't think I have any. I think all our people are at work. Well, there's one. Right? We've got 1% unemployment, 91% prosperity, 7% technology. And I'm gonna just industrialize this ice ball to make a statement. And we're gonna go ahead and see the score climb up quite a bit further after hitting the 55,000 on tough is, oh, that's an achievement and a half. In about 2.5 hours of of hyperlaning. Quite satisfied with this run. I think that's going to be it for today. And yeah. Maybe see you back in a few days, or maybe I'll do another run tomorrow. This was one hell of a run.